Brandon, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hey, I appreciate your patience. It was a long call. They had a lot of questions, so I appreciate you being open and
Oh,
flexible.
yeah, it's all good.
Good, man. Where are you calling me from today?
I'm in Stafford, Virginia.
Virginia. Cool. I'm out in Omaha, Nebraska, so I'm out in the Midwest over here.
Oh, you guys have Wi-Fi out there? Crazy.
Yeah, we got a little bit of Wi-Fi. We don't got a football team right now, but we got Wi-Fi.
I gotcha.
Cool, man. So today's call is really all about you. It's going to give me a better indication really on who you are, what you're about, the goals that you have, kind of why we're trying to think about going onto the online platform. Cool?
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm gonna let you take it away. I'm gonna give you kind of give me a rundown of really where you're at and where you want to be.
Okay, so basically, I've spent the last 5 years in first responder. I was a deputy and I was a EMT. Before that, I did a lot of coaching at wrestling schools, jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. And I just was looking over to moving into personal training and kind of having my own side business.
Gotcha. Cool. So, what's got us? Are we wanting to get completely removed out from being a first responder? We want to more make this transition into like the fitness space. Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah, basically, I've being a first responder is cool, but it just has such a high burnout rate and overtime. You're working a lot of overtime, and I just want to have more time for myself and be able to do something I've actually enjoyed, which I've enjoyed working out my whole life.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. So, are we looking at doing more like a hybrid style where we're doing some in person and then some online? Or are we looking to do full online?
Um, I mean, I'd probably do a hybrid style to start so I could get more hands on because I haven't really done a lot of personal training directly. It's always been more sports training.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So if we do that, that's totally fine. Now, if you're going to say, for instance, maybe like a corporate gym, you're going to be looking at roughly 6 to 12 months to build the type of clientele that you're looking for. So the
Mm-hmm.
benefit is a company brings in a lot of people in front of you and they sell those clients to you, but they're taking about 60 to 80% of that cut. So you're trading
Yes.
in a lot of time for money. I worked in corporate gyms. I've been a master level trainer for over 15 years. If you go independent, you'll pay like a small rent fee, but then you're totally reliant upon, finding those own clients. So the good news is if you do go independent, right, we can attract the right type of people that are locally that want to work with you. And then the ones that can't work with you locally, we can attract them to your online platform. Does that make sense?
Yes, I got you.
Cool. Now, do you currently have any type of certifications or anything like that?
I do not have anything right now.
No worries
I
there.
was looking at the different certifications you could get, and that's when this popped up, and it's like, oh, let's see what that's about. So,
100%. So we do have an optional certification at no additional charge. Is equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. The test is like 77 questions long. Got to get an 80% or better. It's open book. It's not timed. Once you pass, you get an email sent directly to you that you're an online coach. Now that will work for you if you're staying more on the online space. If you're looking to go in person, then you might want to get an in-person certification. Now, if
okay,
you're looking at that, depending what certification you go through, that's going to take you roughly 3 to 12 months to get, and then
gotcha.
another 6 to 12 to get the type of clients that you want. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for something for more flexibility, I like the hybrid style, but I would focus on the thing that's going to get you more return on investment right out the gate. So I'd probably maybe focus on your online space to start building up that type of clientele. So we can get you clients online, and then also you start having a list of people you can pull from if you want to decide to start moving more into that in person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. I like it. Outside of that, so it sounds like we're here. Like we want some, you're feeling a little bit burnt out. You've been doing this for 5 years. You've always liked health and fitness. You want more flexibility. You want more freedom. Anything else that we're on here for? Are we looking for financial stability, more time to travel? What does it look like?
I really don't have any preferences like that. I just want to be able to replace this eventually. Like, it doesn't
Okay,
have to be fast. It doesn't have to be crazy fast or anything. It's just I want to be able to be a good trainer that makes a good income.
cool.
I'm not really trying to get rich. I'm just trying to, do my part,
Yeah.
do
Now,
something I
what
enjoy every day.
100%. So, what would we need to make to replace your current income?
Probably 50K a year.
50K. Gotcha. Okay. So,
Yeah.
50K. All right, so let me give you some context behind that. Industry averages for online training is going to be anywhere between 300 a month per client on the low end, up to 500 per month on the upper end. Could be more, depending on our unique angle and what we're offering. Okay, so let's just say you're charging, say, middle of the road, 400 bucks. Okay, per client. If you had 15 clients, that would get you 6K a month, which is going to get you over that 50K mark, right?
Yeah.
If you had 25 clients at $400 a pop, that's going to get you 10K a month, which is 120K a year. So I'd say anywhere between, really honestly, 15 to 25 clients, you're going to be in a sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we only need 25 clients out of a world full of billions of people. So that's pretty realistic, right?
Yeah.
Now, a cool stat, and it's going to kind of give you some encouragement. The average in-person trainer makes about 40 to 50K a year. Now, the average person that goes through our program that just sticks to online coaching makes around 77K a year. So if
Okay.
you do hybrid, you can make quite a bit of both, right? It just
Mm-hmm.
depends on how much flexibility, how much freedom that you really want. Does that make sense?
I gotcha.
Cool. I love it. Outside of that, we know that we want to make over 50K a year. Long-term projection, what do you kind of see this becoming? Like, what do you envision?
Um, I guess long term, uh, hmm, I, I don't know. As far as long term, I would like to be able to as well do my lifting and stuff like that, but I'd also like to try to push people to more of the grappling space, which is where I've trained people for the most part. So I could really push them into that as well if they enjoy that, which is more of a long term thing because people, to put it in perspective, a jiu-jitsu black belt takes about 10 years
Okay.
to train somebody. So if I could push more people into that, that'd be great.
Cool. I love it. So you have an ideal niche type of client. You want to work with jujitsu clients down the road eventually, right?
Yeah.
So maybe starting off with maybe some general population type of clients, which would get them accustomed to working out and, establishing the proper habits and foundations, then maybe moving some of those that are like wanting to go to that next level into maybe more of that jujitsu style and kind of open them up to different forms of flexibility, mobility, and strength.
Exactly.
I gotcha. I love it. Cool. Outside of that, anything else is like long-term projection on what you want to make. So we know that we need to make about 50 to 60K to feel comfortable. What ideally we would like to make to like, hell yeah, I'm living my best life. What would that look like?
I guess the goal is 100K for any job, just because
I like it.
like no, they say happiness doesn't really increase unless you get like mega rich, like with 100K. So that would probably be like the goal, I guess, long term.
I gotcha. Cool. All right. So we know right there about 25 clients, right? We can make that happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Cool. What do we feel like the biggest challenges? I think that you mentioned in your notes, really just knowing where to get systems, like where to get started, like the systems and processes. Is there anything
Yeah.
else, any like mindset issues, imposter syndrome, anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, I've trained pretty much. I mean, I've done very intense training. I've gone through bodybuilding stuff, so it's not like I'm really too worried about any of that. A lot of the training I used to do as far as weightlifting is concerned was with a lot of the bodybuilders in the area. So like I've seen what they do, and you know, I know a lot of them are super knowledgeable, and they taught me a lot. So it's not like I'm like never been in a weight room. I've been in some pretty serious weight rooms, so I've seen what people can do and all of that.
Cool. So we're feeling pretty confident and we're pretty excited, pretty like ready to make this thing happen. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. So outside of like really looking into just different certifications and a little bit of research, is there anything else that you've tried to create this to make this online thing more of a reality for you? Or is this our first steps?
This is really the first step. Talking to you is just kind of opening my eyes to seeing exactly how much you can make, stuff like that. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's everyone promises a lot, and it's hard to know who can actually deliver. You
Yeah,
know.
100%. I got you. So I'm going to remove all that doubt from you right off the gate. We are accredited through the Better Business Bureau. So we got an A+ rating, which solidifies who we are as an actual business, but also on the online space. We're also accredited through ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So if you understand who those reputable companies are, they're three of the biggest certification companies in the world.
Mhm.
So we have their stamp of approval, if you will. Does that give you a little more confidence?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool, cool. I
Um,
like it. Any other concerns, any questions before we start really diving in?
Nothing that comes to mind, but I'll ask questions as they come across my head.
Yeah, if there's ever a point where you have something that immediately pops in, just tell me to shut up so we can get to your question and get you rolling. Now, outside of all that, what do we feel like we need to be successful? I think you mentioned like you needed a game plan. So we're looking for like some step-by-step approach, some resources, some accountability. Is that right?
Yeah, that would be accurate.
Okay. Anything else that you feel we could also expand that level of support to where you're feeling like you're 100% got everything that you need?
Nothing that comes to mind right now. Like I said, I've done a lot of working out. Like mm, nothing. I've been around a lot of people that have competed at very high levels, whether it be grappling or whether it be like weightlifting and stuff like that. So I've seen kind of
Very,
what they do. I've trained with them. It's not like it's anything. I guess the hardest part would be sales for me. I'm kind of overly honest,
yeah,
which can be good in sales and it can be bad in sales. You know. Um,
100%. So we'll actually teach you the sales psychology, really how to maximize your sales capabilities. Another really cool feature that we have, especially as like we have new people like trying to start their own businesses. Once we complete the sales modules, we're going to introduce you to a sales coach. So this individual will help you be able to overcome those sales objections, get you closing down those sales calls at a 40% clip or greater. So you have a large return of investment. So I think that would be perfect for you. Cool.
okay.
Now, outside of this, where would you like to see your life differently in the next 4 to 6 months than where it's currently at?
4 to 6 months. If I could replace my income and not have to worry about doing my stressful jobs, that'd be nice.
So we
Outside
want
of
you,
that, and then in the next 2 years, it'd just be to work towards that 100K mark. But like, I know I say 100K, but like, it doesn't have to be that much. It just has to be enough to where I'm not like begging for food on the side of the street.
yeah, 100%. So you mentioned right now your job right now is pretty stressful. How long have you felt kind of burnt out?
So basically, I was a sheriff's deputy working in the jail for about 3 years, and I got burned out like right at the probably the 2 year mark.
Okay.
Obviously, working in jail is super stressful. Um, then I worked as an EMT, and I was like happy for the first 6 months, but then it's more similar than you would think. Like I know it's like different fields, but like you're dealing with the same type of people.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
you're dealing with like a lot of druggies, and then like even when you pick up grandma, she's got dementia and she's hitting you as you're trying to carry her out, and it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of upsetting, but okay, here I am.
So right now, you've been doing like the EMT job since being a sheriff. Is that where you're currently at?
Yeah, I'm an EMT right now. And I technically am part time at the sheriff's department still, but I never pick up a shift anymore.
I got you. I got cousins that actually work at the prisons down here, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, let me ask you this: like you said, you've kind of been feeling a little bit burnt out, right? Um, how long have you felt like I just got to get out of here? I got to make a change, and it needs to happen like now?
Probably like 6 months.
Okay, so 6 months. Now, let me ask you this. Now, on a hypothetical, if nothing much changed, you didn't take action on becoming this online fitness coach. What would life look like in the next 12 months if you're still currently doing what you're doing?
Um, I mean, I'd just be applying to probably more fire departments, trying to go somewhere else. Honestly,
So
um,
almost like just trying to get out of your current circumstance and just hop into something completely different.
yeah.
Do you feel like doing that ongoing would bring you fulfillment, or do you feel like it's just kind of escaping one thing just to get into something different?
Um, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. Um, as far as me, I don't know. Like, so I kind of got into the first responder just because a lot of my family does it, and I've just kind of always wanted to have like my own thing, like business. And like I said, I've done fitness, so it's probably the thing I'm most knowledgeable about. So if I could actually go into fitness and be successful, the thing that probably stopped me about 4 or 5 years ago from going into it was, around here you don't really make a ton of money as an in-person trainer, and online training never really crossed my mind.
Yep, 100%. Now things have drastically changed with like everything going online ever since COVID and all that stuff, right? Like now it's a huge booming industry. Like I said, the average individual going through online training, they're making around 77K a year, which is huge,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, do you feel like if you were to move into coaching, or has this been on your like radar outside of you enjoying fitness and you have trained with bodybuilders and jiu-jitsu guys? Do you feel like this is something that would really like fulfill you and something that you wouldn't get burnt out on? Or is this like you feel like this is like something that you've been thinking about for quite some time? Like, I really want to make this happen.
I think it's something I've kind of always wanted because I know when I was 23, I mentioned it to my dad, and he's like, "Yeah, they don't really make much money," and like, talking to them, like they never really seemed like they were making a ton of money. You know what I mean? So I think that's what kind of steered me away because like everyone wants to make money at the end of the day, but like I'd just rather just have something that I'm not stressed out. I mean, you can see I already lost all my hair, you know. But something that's just I would get a lot of fulfillment from just training people. I mean, I was training high schoolers for a long time. Now it would be adults,
I got you.
and just getting people back in shape. Like,
Cool. I love that. Cool. So let me ask you this. Um, how big of a priority is this to make this thing happen for you? If we could get you to where you're hitting 50, 60 to 100K in like as little as 4 to 6 months, how would that impact your life?
I mean, that'd be crazy. That'd be 4 times what I make now. Um, and I would love to do it. I know it would take a lot of work, but like, I mean, even where I'm at now, as burnt out as I am, they put me in charge of training everyone. So like, I know I'm a good worker across the board. So that'd be one of the things that I would really like that, but
I got you.
you have to
Cool.
earn that.
100%. So I'm gonna do a quick little recap, make sure I have all my notes right. If there's something off, let me know. We can always add to it. After I go through this recap, we're gonna dive into all things NLCA. I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna get you to your goals and even surpass it. Cool?
Okay.
All right, so we are based out of Virginia. You were a sheriff's deputy for over 3 years, and then you moved over to EMT. You kind of partially work part-time-ish, but don't pick up the hours on the sheriff's side of things anymore.
Yeah.
But we're still EMT. It's high-level stress. This is something that we're really looking to get out of, which is kind of why we're on the call. You want to do something that's more fulfilling, something that you have natural talent in and passion for. You're looking for more time back. You don't want to feel burnt out. And we're looking at even a possible hybrid style. Our goal is to full-time coach. In order to do so, we need to hit at least 50K a year. Ideally, though, we'd like to get to 100K, which means for us to hit our goal and even surpass, we need between 15 to 25 clients. Biggest challenge right now is really knowing where to start, which systems and processes to put in place in overall sales. What we tried really is train other athletes, jujitsu kids, high school, wrestling, all that stuff. But outside of that, this is our first steps is toward to make this our online space. What we need is a step-by-step game plan, some resources and accountability. In the next 4 to 6 months, you'd like to be able to replace your current income, be actually coaching and really working towards hitting that 100K threshold. In order to do that, again, we need about 25 clients. If we weren't to move forward on this, we'd probably just jump into something else to replace that job to get out of. But ideally, we know this is something that we really want to do because it's going to provide us ultimate fulfillment and it's something we're naturally good at. Is that about right?
Yeah, that sums it up.
All right, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to dive in. Cool?
Gotcha.
All right, let me know when you can see it.
I can see it, my friend.
All right. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. I mentioned this earlier. We are accredited through the Better Business Bureau, got an A+ rating, which is the highest you can get, and then also backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So if you had one of those certifications, it's actually continuing education credits, which is pretty cool. Now, on the success ladder, we've got 2 tiers. We've got 10K Accelerator. We've got Mastery Level Coach. Now, 10K Accelerator will be ideal for an individual such as yourself, someone who is looking to leave that 9 to 5, create some massive impact on the online space, even get a certification. The information in this course is geared to get you from 0 up to 10K or more in as little as 4 months. Now, Mastery Level will take place when you're hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis, but now maybe your focal point changes to you're trying to hit 50 to 60 to 100K months, kind of stepping away from the coaching aspect, becoming more of a CEO, learning how to lead leaders. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Our program is broken up into 4 phases. The first thing we want to do is show you how to get some clients right out the gate. Then we'll establish a solid business foundation by generating leads organically to maximize your overall reach on all 3 platforms. Then we'll show you how to develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass that 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, it's second to none. You'll have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire program, so all 4 months. That individual's been through both 10K and mastery level, so they have a 6 or 7 figure business built off the information in this course, so they're battle tested. You'll have a customized game plan and call that individual to review where you're at, where you want to be, in the most efficient way to get there. And this is the one I mentioned is going to be huge for your sales. We'll introduce you to a sales coach. Someone's going to help you get a larger return of investment, close down those sales calls at a 40% clip or greater. And then pending your specific needs, we'll either do weekly or biweekly coaching. Okay. This is an excellent opportunity to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, get specific instructions on what you need to execute for the upcoming weeks. Then you'll have biweekly roster group coaching calls, accompanied by 5 times a week group support calls that accommodate your current 9 to 5. This would go over client objection handling, client delivery, marketing, sales, lead generation, mindset issues, even case studies. Bonus biweekly calls with Chad, and then 24/5 tech support. So outside of all those calls, you'll have access to your coach 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. They're contractually obligated to answer every single one of your questions. And then starting your own business is awesome. It's amazing, but you're right. It's hard. It's overwhelming at times. So we created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling sessions, just to ensure you're always in a good headspace to move forward within your business. Resources, you'll have the course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method. This will be an absolute game changer for you. Done for you programming by Evolve Health and Performance. So this is Kayla Diamond's squad. She's a master level coach. She's a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Her team has created templates with drop-down menus, whether it's intermediate, beginner, advanced. So that way it saves you hours of times on the programming. You don't have to utilize that, but it's very easy and efficient to utilize. We'll also give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements. We also offer that optional certification at no additional charge. Any questions and all that?
Not yet.
Cool. Now, this is the 4 phases. There's going to be 4 to get you to 10K. Phase 1, act first. We're going to have you launch your business, announce to the world who you are, what you're about. We'll provide you specific strategies to get your first 1 to 10 clients. And then phase 2, we're going to set up all your backend systems, make sure you're a fully legal company, identify what problems you solve. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. These first 2 phases will probably take you about a month and a half. The rest of the time will be in phase 3 and phase 4. So phase 3, we're going to teach you how to maximize Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even dive into podcasts and YouTube. We'll show you how to utilize WhatsApp community chat for more client engagement. And then we'll show you how to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4, like the fine tuning, maximizing your sales skills, having consistent client delivery systems, but emphasizing the customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time, and advance them to higher levels of your programming. Any questions on that?
No, it makes sense to me. When you talk about the act first, would that be taking place after the certification, or is that, that'd be after the certification, correct?
Technically what I would want you to do is I'd be having you work on the certification while you're launching your business. Okay. The certification itself that we have you go through probably wouldn't take you over 2 weeks. So essentially what I'd tell you to do, think of it almost like back in school, right? You have maybe 3 different classes and you have homework in all 3. So we prioritize which one's going to be the most important, right? So maybe 30 minutes a day, 30 to 40 minutes a day working on your certification, maybe an hour or 2 on actually building your business. So essentially, I'm having you grow as you go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if we can dictate, I'd say 10 to 15 hours a week, we're in a good spot. If you can dictate 20 hours or more, you're in a dangerously great spot. Do we feel like we have those timeframes available to work on this?
Yeah, probably. I work 24-hour shifts right now, so I do have a decent amount of time off.
Beautiful.
The only thing is the day after a 24-hour shift is I'm sleeping most of the day. But.
No, 100%. That makes sense. So when we're talking about time, we can talk about being resourceful. So when I was a master level trainer, I was training 40 people a week, 2 to 3 times a week. So I was working from 4:30 in the morning, about 8:30 at night, with a couple weird hour gaps, right? So how I did it was I would have to get resourceful. So I would pop in my Bluetooth and I would listen to a module on the way to the gym, on the way home, when I was doing cardio, if I went out for a walk, right? So by the time I got home, whatever I listened to, I would implement. So I only had to spend about 45 minutes each night implementing what I heard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I got about a 45-minute drive, so that'd be perfect.
Yeah, you could kill quite a bit. So just think about a 45-minute drive there and then a 45-minute drive back. You can get quite a bit done, right? Just alone, just off of listening, that's over almost, it's nearly 2 hours of work that you've already completed, right? And then if you're considering lunch breaks. Now, also, if we're thinking about just the implementation too, like again, listening to it and then executing as you get home, really easy. If there's a shift where you're coming off and you're exhausted from a 24-hour shift, totally get that. There was days where I couldn't necessarily do it because I had so many clients, but I'd make it up. Like say, for instance, Sunday, I'd wake up before my family, before we went to church, I'd pop in a module or 2. And then by 12 p.m. by 12 in the afternoon, I'd be done working. I'd have time for church, spending time with family. I'd have that balance. Do we feel like that's reasonable?
Yeah, it's super reasonable. I'm single and like so like I don't have to worry about a family or anything, so I should be
Cool.
okay.
Awesome. All right, let's dive into the actual modules. So there's going to be a total of 35 modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. The link in the videos are tutorial style, so you'll know exactly what to do every step of the way. Okay. So the first step to getting your first 1 to 10 clients, we're talking about strategies here. Okay. We show you exactly which ones to use and when to use it. The resources we provide for you are already done for you, so it saves us more time. We're more efficient. The 10K Accelerator Directory, I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its fullest capabilities. And then the Success Roadmap is a 2-part phase. What do we need to do to get you from 0 to 5K a month? And then what do we need to do to get you from 5 to 10? So step-by-step strategy with video and explanations as well. And then from there, based upon your specific goals, we want to implement daily and evening routines. We also know that fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome, procrastination, those are all natural, normal feelings. We teach you how to move past that to move forward with your overall business. We then identify the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we've provided solutions behind each and every one of these as well. Now, administration systems and Chat GPT is where things get a little interesting. Have you started messing around with Chat GPT yet?
I know what it is. It's AI, but I
Yep.
haven't messed with it at all.
We're actually going to show you how to streamline your systems with this. So we can use ChatGPT to create SOPs, content creation ideas, even streamline your nutrition and programming. We'll show you exactly how to give it specific prompts to make everything a lot more efficient. Backend systems, we'll show you how to utilize Wave and Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly for people to be able to book calls and apply for your services. We even have applications you can utilize to upload all of your programming, all of your nutrition, make it more customizable to your clients. Every module will have an overview document. So off to the right here is going to be all the videos that are associated with this module. Okay. Now below here, it's going to be your written material. So you'll click on this. And when you click on this, this will naturally save to your Google Docs. So you'll always have access to this. So as you can see, this covers everything in this entire module in written format. So as long as you know how to read and follow instructions, you're in a good spot. Okay. Now, if you're more of a visual learner or you're trying to be more audio, if you're like driving, let's pretend that you were going to set up, let's say here, say you're going to set up, let's go with one that's going to be easy. Say a Wave for payments. Okay, you just click on this, check this out. So as you can see, he's telling you exactly what to insert, how to navigate each screen. It literally gets no easier than that.
I gotcha.
From there, we're going to do the same thing for your financial systems. We're going to show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when and how to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, business liability insurance. Really, all your business legalities are covered through here. Now, the cool thing is, if you were to file your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company. If you just decide to go that route, it takes like 2 to 3 hours. Things are done a lot more efficient. It's set up through a lawyer as well, so everything's 100% legal.
Gotcha.
From there, target setting will create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision, really deep diving into your specific goals. And then from there, identifying your ideal challenge or what problems you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we can create your offer and pricing. So understanding the value that you bring, the educational experience, maybe different certifications you have. Is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals, the higher the ticket offer. That high ticket offer is established upon your overall length of terms. So we'll help create that unique angle and structure of your pricing, teach you how to create downsells and discounts when applicable. Any questions on that?
No, it makes a lot of sense. You guys are really, you seem to have everything I don't know about, like LLCs and stuff like that. So
That's,
like, makes a lot of sense.
That's the goal behind it. And there's a lot of stuff when we're talking about, creating your own business. There's a lot of things that go into it. We want to make sure we left no stone unturned, right? From there, we're going to move into organic marketing. So we're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 7 to 14 different pieces of content created by utilizing some AI software. Now that we have that content, we want to spread it across all these platforms. So for one, you have some really cool history, right? You've worked as an EMT, you've worked in the jails, like you have some cool stuff that people want to know about. So we want to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube. We want more people to know who you are, what you're about, and the message that you're trying to convey. And then from there, we're going to show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies and resources behind every one of these platforms, from hashtag use to page aesthetics to page organization, highlights, reels, call to actions, any intricate detail you can think of, we go over. Okay. Content creation made easy, just really cool editing features. So we'll introduce you to Canva Basic, Canva Pro, Microsoft Designer, really cool features that improve page aesthetics, page organization, great for branding as well. Then we'll move into the 10K lead generation framework. The first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing or people coming specifically to you. So we show you strategies and resources to incentivize those individuals to want to reach out to you either locally or online. Okay. A really cool one, I think it would be very powerful. You cross-pollination example of this. Maybe you're partnered with another jujitsu specialist or another sheriff or someone from across the country. Okay. Their audience gets to see who you are and vice versa. So now we have more followers, we have more engagement, which means we can lead into more free resources to build that trust and that relationship with individuals, which could lead to my favorite, a scholarship strategy. It incentivizes people to take immediate action. It shows there's limited spots available. It gets people really excited.
Gotcha.
Opposite of that is what we call conversation and call. So this is outbound marketing. This is you reaching out to individuals first. So I want you to think first outside the box. Think about maximizing your local community. You already mentioned you're really in good with some high schools, maybe some jujitsu gyms, right? An example, I'm partnered with a local supplement company out here. So I have all of my clients on specific supplementation based upon their goals, right? So that supplement company gives me 30 to 40 referrals a month because I support their business through my clients. So anyone that calls me from the supplement store, it's a very warm lead. So think about that. If you reached out to some high schools, you maybe did some free, demos, or maybe you had some free talks with clients or students, how that can lead to more business, right?
Yeah.
Now, when we do dive into the DMs, we'll give you specific scripts you can change based upon your tonality. We'll give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you exactly where to find all these leads on all three platforms, how to build and nurture those relationships, have more intimate one-on-one conversations by filtering them through a WhatsApp group. So that way those individuals have the opportunity to speak to people you currently serve or have serviced in the past. So they have a better indication on who you are and what you're about. We'll then move into the beginning stages of running ads, a very inexpensive way to build massive momentum, which will lead us to the referral strategy. Friends, families, coworkers, ex-clients, talking about how amazing you are. We'll show you strategies and resources to incentivize those individuals to bring you more referrals without you actually having to ask for it. So it kind of comes on autopilot. Any questions on that?
No, you guys, nothing I can think of that you guys haven't covered.
Perfect. Let's keep it rolling. Now, this next section is going to be that number one thing that you said is kind of like your bottleneck, the sales aspect. Okay. So if we can teach you sales, you'll be employable anywhere. That's the number one skill you can have. Okay. So we're going to teach you the sales psychology and how to maximize your overall sales capabilities to set up two types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call. You're trying to identify, do I want to work with this person? Can I actually solve their problems? If this is someone that you've identified that you want to work with, we'll take them to that closing call. So we'll teach, this is when we're trying to lock them down as a potential client. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be an absolute game changer. Understanding how to create financing options for people who normally couldn't afford your program, how to get them in, and then how to set up standards and expectations. Whether you lock them in or not, we want to go back and we want to track all this. We want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of terms. So we give you our resources to do this more efficiently so you have predictable data every single month.
I think you said you're trying to close about 40% of the calls.
So we're trying to make sure that you close down those calls at about a 40% clip or greater. Yep.
Okay. Is that I assume that's above average, or is that
Yep. So initially, yeah, usually if you don't have a sales coach, I mean, ideally, some people like right around 30 to 35%. Our goal is to get you, obviously past those metrics so you're having a larger return of investment.
I got you. No, that makes sense.
Yep. So
you always want to be slightly above the industry
100%.
standard.
You got it, right. So for instance, these will be the objections you're going to have to deal with. We give you over 30 different examples. Okay. So the more that you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections, get them to want to start sooner rather than later. Okay. From there, we're going to move into client onboarding. This is the most overlooked area by 90% of coaches and trainers. This is someone's first 30 days in your program. This will make or break if people want to continue with you. We want to make sure energy's high, buyer's remorse is low. We're setting standards, expectations, getting them resources within that first 24 to 48 hours while we're building out their program. Okay, we want to build that trust. From there, client delivery is the fun stuff. This is the week-to-week process on how we deliver services. We just show you how to do it a little bit more efficiently. We also show you how to create a customized roadmap to really paint that picture on how we're going to get those clients to their goals. Then how do we track their success metrics to ensure they're getting world-class results? We'll show you that. And then also, what do you do when someone's ghosting you? They want to quit. They're not listening. It happens to every single coach. It's going to happen, right? But how do we handle that? How do we mitigate it? And what do we do if they've already paid for services? Oftentimes, those individuals want to feel like they're part of a larger community. So we show you how to create that. We'll also show you how to create more individualized touch points, challenges, and incentives to get them to want to execute on a more consistent basis for you. And then from there, we're going to move into customer support, the not so fun side of things. How do we deal with cancellations, refund requests? What if someone needs to pause services for an extended period of time? How do we handle that? How do we track it? And then lastly, client retention. We want to keep people in our program for long periods of time, but advance them to higher levels of our programming. What are the strategies behind it? How do we track it? Any questions on all that?
No, you've done a very good job, my friend.
Thank you, my man. How are we feeling? Are we excited? Like, what are your thoughts right now?
I'm super excited.
Cool.
Only thing I'm curious about is like, how much does it cost to do this program?
Yeah, my man. We are like 2 minutes away from that. I got you covered.
Right. I know
Cool.
That's the last thing you go over.
Yeah, 100%, man. I will tell you this though. That's my favorite thing to go over, because if this is truly a passion of yours, like you'd mentioned, dude, I've got a million different ways to get you in if this is something that you want to change your life with. Cool?
Gotcha.
All right. All right. The program itself is 4 months long. Okay. You're going to have a customized game planning call with your coach. You'll have a one-on-one coach all 4 months. You'll have one-on-one coaching either weekly or bi-weekly, depending on your specific needs. You're going to have a sales coach. You're going to have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 6 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, done for you programming, an optional certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you felt like we missed?
No.
Cool. All right. Which option is going to work best for you? We have weekly. We got bi-weekly. Okay. So weekly, as you see, there's limited slots available. Okay. That means you have touch points every single week. This is great if you're brand new and you want, to make sure that we have more perspective, more eyes on you when there might be holes in your system, which is going to happen. You're a brand new business, right? Bi-weekly is good as well for a couple of reasons. One, maybe if you're at a financial stronghold, it does save a little bit of coin. But two, this is really good if you're like more of a type A type of person. So if you get, a checklist and resources, you're really able to execute, on a more consistent basis. You would have, coaching every 2 weeks versus every week. Now, I would say, if finances aren't an option, I would go with weekly. There's not a huge difference, but weekly you do have a lot more touch points. Okay. It's going to really solidify your business. But out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
I mean, weekly is definitely better. Weekly is just definitely better because whenever you can communicate with someone who's doing it like well already, you can get a lot more information from them just because you're seeing them more often.
Yeah, 100%. And I want to also highlight this as well, because weekly you're right. I love your transparency and you're honest. Like, that's going to be more important for you. This Facebook community is also going to be something that's going to be extremely valuable. So taking those questions, being able to network with those individuals, those weekly support calls, that's just going to be another group of individuals that are currently in the program or have gone through it that can walk you through it as well. Okay. So you're going to have a ton of support, and all the people you're getting support from are people that have gone through it or are currently going through it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, cool. Just 2 testimonials, then we'll get to the good stuff. The only one I want to share, I'm going to share 2. Karina's goal, she's only making about $2K a month. Her goal was she wanted to travel, have more flexibility, more freedom, and spend time with her kiddos. First tattoo indicates when she started NLCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. So yes, that's a real tattoo. She was able to quit her job in just about 4 months, right? That's a huge deal. After 6 months, she was collecting 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. She's now making 15K a month. She works about 40 hours a week. So she has that flexibility, not having to work long hours and able to travel. Okay. Second one I want to show you. You can take this as big as you want. This is Coach Jen. So Jen Richards, this is her husband, Darren. She was an IFBB pro. Her goal was she wanted to quit her job. That's your goal. You want to quit. You want to be able to coach full time. She actually started with another company back in 2015. And she only got to 10K, but her goal was she wanted to surpass that. Joined us in 2021. We took her from 10K past 100K per month. Last month alone, she collected 150K in 1 month. Okay.
Oh well, that's
So she has the staff
insane.
size of 12. Yeah, she has a whole team underneath her. She has a staff size of 12, so she's out here killing it. Now, averages, this is pretty cool. 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week to do so. So stat behind this. The individuals that sign their client in month 1 at the end of month 4 are averaging 8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client month 1, but by the end of month 4 are averaging 6,500. So just to be a basic mediocre student, 6,500 to 8K. Do you feel like you're an average individual?
Probably not.
No. But think about this. Even if you were average, 6,500 gets you 78,000.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
insane,
thinking. I'm
right?
just like
That's insane.
uh-huh.
That's 28,000 more than what you're currently making, dude.
Mm-hmm.
At the
Yeah,
low.
no, that is quite insane. Huh.
Now, this is a cool one. This one made me think of you. People are able to quit their job in an average of 10.6 weeks to go full time. Think about that. 2.5 months, you could be in a position to where you're able to walk away from that job and coach full time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you some realistic expectations. If you don't have a certification, you've never done this before, I'd probably say closer to 12 weeks, right? I want to add in getting our certification, feeling comfortable, but this could easily be done within 2.5 to 3 months. Think about that. You already mentioned
Yeah.
you're okay with the slower transition. Think where we could be in the next 2 months alone with just the amount of clients we can get you. But then think
Yeah.
in another month or two, you could be completely done doing this thing. It's very sustainable. Okay.
I gotcha.
Of the people that do hit a 10K month, it takes them on average just 13 weeks. So just over 90 days, and you could be in a completely different tax bracket. That would be that goal. Remember, you said my
Yeah.
goal in the 2-year plan is to hit 10K. Bro, we could have this done within that first 4 to 6 months.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Long-term projection, the people that do stay with us for 12 months have 97 clients on their roster on average. Those individuals, 97 clients, are averaging 366,000 a year. Now, at that point in time, you're no longer a one-man show. I'd say 30 to 60 clients on your own is probably realistic. After that, anything over that gets a little bit overwhelming. We talk about bringing on an assistant coach, maybe running some ads, a DM, or things of that nature. Okay? And
I
then our
gotcha.
program gets scored a 4.6 out of 5, which means people are getting massive results for their respectful businesses. Any questions on the averages?
Oh no, that's very. It's actually crazy averages.
Right. I'm going to give you one more thing to build up your confidence, and then we're going to dive into the pricing. Okay. I promise I'm not BSing you. Okay. We're going to
Okay.
get there. But I want to show you something really cool. Okay. So a lot of companies have a money back guarantee. That's pretty standard. We have a 2.5 times your investment guarantee, or you get 100% refund. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So to qualify for that, if you're doing weekly coaching, you got to attend your game planning call, which is pretty standard. Attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is 4 per month. One group support call each week. Charge at least the bare minimum suggested price of $250 or more for services, so closer to $350, $400 for you. Don't spend longer than 2 weeks on the optional certification. Run a scholarship program within the first 90 days, which is only going to get you a lot more clients. Have no late payments and complete the course to 100% completion. You do all that, show up and utilize our resources, utilize our coaching. We guarantee you'll 2.5 times your investment or get 100% refund. Year to date, we've helped nearly 3,000 students. We've only had to return 1.6%, which means 98.4% of people are hitting those metrics. Now, just so you can see that I'm not blowing smoke, this is the actual, oops, that's the actual conditions right there.
Okay.
So now you know, like, he's not just making some random stuff up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into our overall pricing. Okay. So there's going to be a payment plan, and then there'll be a paid in full option. Okay. So payment plan means we'll figure out a down payment. Based upon that, we'll create, we'll create a budget, come up with a down payment, and then spread the rest out over 4 months. Paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Okay. Any questions on that before I dive in?
Nope, you're good.
All right, my man. So let's talk about it. Okay. So it's only $100,000 in your left kidney. I'm just playing. I'm playing. So you have a payment plan of 10K, and then you have a paid in full option of 8,497 that saves you $1,500. Now, out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
I mean, probably the payment plan.
Yep, that's what the majority of individuals do. Like probably about 95% of people will do that. So let's break that down. Okay, the average down usually is about 3,000. You spread that out over 4 months, your monthly payments is right about 1,700 a month. If you
Mhm.
spread it out over 6, it's closer to 1,400. Now, does those work for you?
No, definitely not. Not in my situation.
No worries about that, bro. So let's talk about this. Is it the down payment that's too much, or is it the ongoing monthly payments?
um, the ongoing monthly payments.
Okay, so do we feel comfortable with the initial down?
What would be the initial down?
Well, the average, you can put down whatever you want, right? But the
Mhm.
average down on a package like that is usually around 3,000. Are
Okay.
you able, is that something that's
If
realistic for you?
I definitely could. I'm just trying to think. I'd have to move some funds around.
Cool. All
Definitely.
right. Let's take a pause. I want to ask some other questions outside of money. Cool.
Hmm.
All right. So after seeing everything, we unpacked a lot. Do we feel like
Hmm.
there's 100% alignment with what you're looking for from a business coaching mentorship aspect?
I would say it's 100% like what I'd want to do. The problem is I have such a lack of experience in training. I know I want to train people, but I don't even have a certification yet. Is what the wall I'm running into. I know that's included in the program.
Yes. So this is what I'd say. If you want to get out of your circumstance of all this stress, okay,
Hmm.
you want to maximize your time, right? You want to have a lot more time for things that you enjoy to do, like lifting, jujitsu, things like that, right?
Hmm.
I would probably steer you, and this is coming from someone that has been 15 years of in person. I would probably steer you more geared to online because we can impact more people, less time. You're not having to spend hours in a gym trying to make back that money. Okay.
Yeah. No, I agree with the online aspect. It's
Yep.
just a matter of it's just a big jump from what I've done the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Um,
I 100% get that. So what I'd tell you is I want you to feel pretty confident about this. There's a majority of individuals that hop on don't have experience, man. They're just like you. They just know they love
mhm,
fitness. They know it makes them
mhm.
feel good, right? The main thing is if we can help solve people's problem and resonate with them, like have them like solve a specific problem and make them feel like we can connect with them, that's the main thing. It's servicing
Mhm.
people, right? Having the right heart posture, the right intention. That's what it's going to be about. Remember, we already have the programming done for you. It saves you time. You have drop down menus. Say, for instance, I have a weak lower back and back squats were on my program. You could change that out with leg press because you'd want something compressed against my back. So that way I'm not,
Mhm.
carrying that load so much. There's different things that are already done for you. It makes your time more
Yeah.
efficient. Why we build up your confidence. Your feelings right now are 100% what everyone else has felt before, whether they had experience or not, right?
Yeah.
I would say wouldn't you rather have that guidance with coaches that can help you walk you through that, get you to that point where you're confident versus being stuck in that current circumstance you're at where you just feel burnt out, you're not happy?
I mean, I agree with you. Um, like, I guess the only thing is I don't have the certification yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's like the big thing. I think if I went and got my certification, then what's it take? Like 3 months for most certifications?
It depends on who you go through. So that'd be 3 to 12 months. Now, what I'm telling you is you can have that certification that you're looking for in literally 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If you get a certification, right? It takes you, let's just say 3 to 6. Okay. We'll just play it that way,
Mhm.
3 to 6. But then it takes you another 6 to 12 to get the clients that you need from in person. You've now essentially invested in certifications are going to be a couple grand. So you've dropped a couple
Yeah.
grand and now you have 0 clients. And then you go to a gym, it's going to take you another 6 to 12. Is that going to get you closer to getting out of your circumstance, or is it going to take you further away? Is it going to prolong it?
It would definitely prolong it. Um, so it makes sense what you're saying
Okay,
for
so now
sure.
let's flip the opposite way. Say we go through the online certification route. Now remember, in person, the average income on in-person training is 40 to 50K in the United
Yeah.
States. Average online over 77K. Okay, so
Hmm.
one, that means less time. Do you want to work more and get paid less?
Yeah. No, nobody
No.
wants to do that.
Right. So you've already been working long hours. Think about this. You could have a certification in 2 weeks. You could learn actually how to build your business. We teach you how to market it, how to talk with people, how to attract the right individuals, and how to impact more lives, as well as impact yours in the process.
Hmm.
So do you feel like if you had that certification with the guidance, with the coaching, and do it in literally a fraction of the time, would it be worth it?
It definitely would be worth it.
Right. So do you feel like that's something that you wouldn't want to sell for anything less?
No, I definitely wouldn't want to settle for anything less. I
Cool.
definitely, I agree with everything you're saying.
So let's figure out something that makes sense for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that allows us to get you closer to your goals. Now, I only went over the first one. Now let's talk about
Mm-hmm.
this. What we could do, right, is we also have. Well, let me ask you this: how good is your credit? Good, bad, great, amazing, awesome. What's it look like?
I have great credit. It's just I never really go into debt.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Great credit. Kind of give me a rundown. What is great credit to you? Like, what's our credit score?
740, I think 742.
Dude, yeah. So we have a really good option for you. And what this is called is it's called Fund My Contract. I don't propose this to a lot of individuals because most individuals I talk to don't have great credit, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes based off of a debt to income ratio. It sounds like you don't have a lot of debt, but this could allow us to get anywhere between a 1 to 5 year loan. And if we do that, your monthly payments is between like $200 to $500, depending on what you feel like what you want to utilize, what you get approved for. Okay. So think about that. There's also no money down for the first 30 days. So you get approved for this loan, you have much lower payments, you're able to like work things through, and you still get all the, nothing's due for 30 days. Let's try to see what you get approved for because it won't affect your credit just to see if you get approved. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm. Um, I'll tell you what. I agree with everything you're saying. I just want to I want to save up a little money for a little bit, and I will. Is that number still going to be good next month?
No, dude. Yeah, the program changes on a regular basis. It should be fine. Now, but I will present this is I want you to think about this. Totally get that you want to save money. We all do, right?
Yeah.
What if I could figure out something that gets you in for a lot less, but still incentivizes discounts? Would you be open to that? And it does not pull on your credit.
I mean, I definitely would listen to what you have.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we have what we call in-house financing, which is dope because we take that that payment, we spread it out over 12 months. Now, with a higher, longer payment system, there's a little bit of interest involved. However, if you pay off within your enrollment term of 4 months, you get honored that payment plan price. If you pay it off within 60 days, let's say you're out here crushing it, you're killing it, whatever, we honor the paid in full option, which saves you $1,500. Now, the cool thing is we spread that over 12 months. It's literally just $1,000 per month. Okay. Now, again, if you pay off within 4 months, we honor the 10K. If you pay off in 60 days, we honor the 8,497. Is that something more realistic for you?
Definitely sounds good. It's definitely very realistic. I'm just a little unsure right now because I want to get a little bit of money put away in the bank.
I get that.
I would definitely text you back in like a month.
Gotcha. Let's take move forward off the table. And then I want you to kind of remind me, outside of, wanting to help people and because you like fitness, really, why are we on this call? Like, I want you to break down what coaching would do for you personally, financially. Like, how would this change things for you?
Personally, I would get a lot more enjoyment than I do with my job right now. Financially, as long as I'm making like I said, 50K, what I make now would be perfectly fine. And then some of the other stuff you're promising is fantastic because I would love to learn about the business side of things and all of that. Like I said, I like everything you're offering. I just want to get some money put away before I move any more forward.
No, dude, and I'm with you. If there's something that's not for you, cool. But my responsibility is if I don't talk to you about this, then I'm not doing you a really solid service.
Yeah.
So based on our conversation, I know that you're burnt out. You don't want to work these long hours, right? I want you to think about the average individuals getting their first client in week 1. Think where you could be at client-wise in literally just a month. You could have anywhere between 5 to 10 clients. If you had, let's just say bare minimum, let's just say you had 5 clients, okay? And let's just say you're charging $500 or $300, okay? Right there, that's $1,500 that you would have each month. $1,500, and that's just charging the bare minimum. Let's just say you had 10, okay? That's $3K each month. Okay. So that's an additional 36,000 on top of what you're currently making at your job, where you can start reducing the hours. Starting to
Yeah.
have fulfillment, you're starting to create more impact. You're having your own business creating. So now you're not having to ask permission to go on vacations, when to, have sick time, any of that stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
You're also having your certification. So now you killed literally three birds. One, you start taking action on being a trainer and a coach, which you always want to do. B, you have your certification already taken care of. And C, you have your own business, all within the first month and a half. Okay. If you're hitting right around 50K a year, right? And you're investing, let's just say down payment, let's say 1,000. That's not even a fourth of your annual salary.
Yeah.
So think about that. With the guarantee, you're 2.5 times whatever you invest in. So I get you want to save money, but I want you to see as like, I'm going to tell you like this. So you're an athlete. You've also been a first responder. So this is going to be great. I think you'll be able to resonate with this.
Mhm.
As a first responder, are you not taught and know how to take fast action in like a very uncomfortable situation, right?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have to, because if you prolong, that could lead to a major catastrophe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the best people in the world, best athletes, best first responders, they take fast action and they commit to that decision, right? And they commit based upon where they see that situation going, not their current circumstances. Think, when you're a first responder, someone can't breathe. You're taking action not based on what they're doing now. You're like, I got to act now because I need to make sure that they're living and breathing for the next couple of years or whatever the case may be. I need to get them to safety, right?
Yeah.
I want you to think that same way as how you'd be treating your own life. You are pulling up as a first responder right now. You're feeling stressed, not satisfied. Now is your opportunity to take some quick, immediate action and get you to where you want to be, where you're back to living and thriving. You're not just existing, you're actually living. The financial aspect that you want, the goals that you want, the freedom and flexibility you want to do more things that you enjoy. Would that not be worth it?
I agree with everything you're saying, Jeremy. I really appreciate you telling me this. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
However, I don't think I'm going to be able to move forward today. And I know that's the worst thing from a sales perspective. However,
Sure.
I will hit you back in a little bit. And like I said, is that number going to be good to text? And
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's my specific number. Okay.
Okay.
So if you have any questions or concerns, now, can I challenge you on one last thing that might help you?
Oh, absolutely, my friend. I appreciate this. I really do.
No, 100%. So I know for you, the main thing is you just want to save a little extra coin. Okay. Totally get that. Now, would you be open to, what if we actually started bi-weekly, which saves you extra coin? So if you did the 12-month type of thing, okay,
Mhm.
it's $800 a month. Okay. So it's only 800.
Mhm.
You still have that good credit we can totally use on Fund My Contract. But that allows you to actually take action towards your goals. It saves you some coin. And if you want, we could do a delayed start date, which means we lock in, get you a roster spot. But let's say a delayed start date. Let's say, for instance, you're like, Jeremy, I don't want to start till November. I want to take care of some loose end things. I want to save a little extra coin. Cool. You lock in now. We save you a spot, but your first day of your 4 months doesn't start till November 1 or whatever day that you choose.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on that?
That's a very interesting perspective. The only problem is it locks me in a contract without getting real benefit from it until later. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. So what we could do if you want real benefit, okay? I know that you mentioned earlier that the 3 down wasn't the factor, it was the ongoing monthly payment, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
So if we went to that bi-weekly option, the paid in full amount is 6,800. What if we did a split payment? So let's say if we put 3K down today, and then you can pay the remaining off within 60 days of your actual start date. So what that means is I would be able to get you with that amount down. I'd be able to get you course access. So you can start diving in, right? We could do a delayed start date. Then you have 60 days from your delayed start date to make that second payment.
I appreciate it, but I'm going to have to pass on it. I do have a
Okay.
question for you. Can you
Yes,
send
sir.
me this recording?
Yeah.
so I can get some advice from a couple other people I know.
Yeah, 100%. I can send you actually a condensed version of my sales manager going everything, and not as in depth as we did. So that way it's
Mm-hmm.
only like the video itself is 10 minutes. I can also send you an overview. So both videos are under 10 minutes. So probably combined under 20 minutes total. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
So you can see that. Then I'll also send you over some of those slides with the guarantee so you can see that and review it as well and
Mm-hmm.
what the course offers. Now, let me ask you this, who you're going to share that with, are they on the online space?
A couple of them are because I've had trainers before,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I'm just curious if they would think it's reasonable and just they know the business already.
I got you. So what I would say when you're looking into that or whoever you're taking it to, are they a trainer? Okay, great. If so, what is their earning potential? And then
Mm-hmm.
also, do they really have the same vision that you have? When I say that, it's because when I got into this, I tried to share it with my dad. My dad's old school, right? So he comes from a different time frame of remote coaching wasn't a thing, when he was growing up. So he
Yes.
can't really envision it, right? He was taught blue collar work, right? So
Yeah.
anything outside of that, he's like, what? You can make money online doing this? No, that's
Yeah.
stupid. Years later, he's like, oh, you made a good choice, right? So what I would suggest when you're going through that with those individuals, I talk to them like, hey, you are familiar with the Better Business Bureau. That's going to be a big deal for a lot of individuals. They want to feel like they're part of something reputable.
Yeah.
Okay. The guarantees in place. There's no one else that has a guarantee like that. So you're going to want to really kind of position that as well. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
worst case scenario, I get my money back. Best case scenario, I'm making it rain. I'm living my best life. Right.
Yeah.
But then, as you mentioned earlier, the program itself is step by step, can't really go wrong. Right. Like it
Mm-hmm.
literally kind of draws everything out.
Yeah, it has everything. Like I'm not saying you guys are offering a bad product. Actually think it's as good a product as you can get because you covered everything I kind of had notes on that I would be confused on.
Sure.
The only thing that concerns me is the price right now.
Okay.
It's obviously holidays. Um, so everyone's struggling a little bit at the holidays after getting gifts and celebrations. Um, so once I save up a little bit extra money, which I can do through here,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think I'd probably hit you back in a month, maybe two tops, and we
Cool.
could
I
go
tell
from
you
there.
what, I'm not going to make you hit me up. We're gonna stay in touch. We're
Okay.
gonna leave this call as if you're committed to being a student. So I'm going to get you some resources. That first resource that I sent you, like how to position and pricing, I want you to go over that. Hit me up when you've gone through that. Okay. I'll probably
Mm-hmm.
follow up within the next week or so to really kind of see like where you're at with that progression. Then I'm going to send you another resource. So essentially, I'm going to start arming you with resources so you can start getting more confident. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, worst case scenario, I can also send you over that certification. It's $47 if you just want to get that certification and get it rolling. It saves you probably $1,000 versus going anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I can send you the link for that if that's something that you want to invest in.
That'd definitely be something I'd be interested in the certification.
Yeah.
Because that would make me feel a little more confident about what I know. Because until you go through the class, don't get me wrong, I've been around a lot of them and I've learned a lot from them. It's just until you go through that class, how much do you really know?
Yeah, for sure. So these are going to be one of those things where you're going to be able to learn it as you go. So a lot of people feel it very similar to you, like, hey, I want to know this before I dive in. The problem with that is you're limiting your full potential.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if someone was on the side of the road dying, you say, I need to make sure that this and this isn't wrong with them first. You have to jump in and like give them breaths or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
resuscitate them on however you've been trained to do it, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with working out. You don't say, hey, I'm going to get a trainer. I'm going to learn how to work out first before I buy a trainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go based upon your specific goals and how important it is to you,
Yeah.
right? So I don't want you to overthink that because that's where a lot of people struggle and they start overthinking, they overanalyze, and they kind of stay in that current circumstance. You got the skill sets. You've proven that you've went through some high stress jobs. This is going to be cake compared to what you've been doing for the last 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then really thinking about those averages. So I'll send that stuff over to you as well. In the meantime, I'll try to see if I can work out some things on the back end to make it maybe make more sense for you. I'll shoot you a text over if that's something I can work out for you, and we'll just reconvene down the road. Cool?
Hey, I appreciate you, Jeremy. I really do.
Yeah.
This has actually been very eye opening to me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad
what
I can help.
exactly is possible. Because like some of those stories were really crazy to me because I never even thought that, you know, if you do everything right, you could make that much in fitness.
Yeah, man. If you make it a priority and you're coachable, committed, and consistent, it can happen, man. Like there's a lot of testimonials that we have. It's just you got to see the value behind it. You got to want
Mm-hmm.
it, right? There's going to be days where it's going to be extremely difficult. You're going to feel like you're paralyzed. That's why you have that
Mm-hmm.
coaching to help you get past those humps. Everybody goes through it.
Yep. Like I said, I appreciate you. You're great. You
Thank you,
really
my man.
are.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you. Anything else you want to add on?
No, my brother, I got your information. I'll send you over some of those slides. I'll send you over a couple of those videos. On the links, if you just lightly tap on them, those links typically open up. So if you're like, it's not working, just tap it really lightly with your thumb. They'll open right up for you.
I got
Okay.
you.
A couple more just some YouTube videos. You can like literally just pop it in, show your friends that you're going to like kind of coordinate with, and then
Mm-hmm.
also send over those slides as well. Cool.
Got you.
All right, my man. If there's anything else that you come up with that you have questions for, don't hesitate to reach out.
I appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a great day, brother.
Yep, you too.
Later, man.